Hello again, Ms. Julie here with another story from the Public Library. Stanza by Jill Esbaum, illustrated by Jack E. Davis, published by Harcourt Children's Books. Stanza prowled through the streets with his two rotten brothers, annoying and chasing and bullying others. Folks called him bad doggy or flea-bitten thug or scoundrel or bonehead or slobbery lug. But once Sturge and Fresco were sleeping at last, Stanza cautiously, silently, slowly crept past to a shadowy place tucked away out of sight, where he sat with his pad and wrote poems all night. He wrote of first snowfalls, a colorful bird, the 7th Street hydrant, a tune that he'd heard. He wrote tender haiku of earth, sea, and sky, and sonnets devoted to chicken pot pie. He wrote of his true self, a sensitive hound, not a creep who enjoyed pushing people around. And he worried if Fresco and Dirge ever knew. He got goosebumps imagining what they might do. But night after night, Stanza shrugged off his fear. Nah, they'll never discover my stuff way back here. One morning, while Stanza was ripping through town, nipping bottoms and knocking pedestrians down in his usual reckless, unmannerly way, his attention was caught by a window display. Stanza dreamed of the things he could do with first prize. I'll buy dog food and chew bones and chicken pot pies. No more chasing and stealing and scavenging scraps. No more diving for crumbs from cafe goers' laps. He could hardly believe it. He yipped with delight, and his paw fairly tingled, just itching to write. He scribbled and scrawled, reconsidered, erased. He wadded up papers, he pondered, he paced. He scoured his thesaurus. He struggled for rhymes. He started from scratch at least 82 times. At sunrise, he slipped past his still snoring brothers, past garbage men, dog catchers, kids, and their mothers. He folded his jingle and kissed it for luck. Fitted into the slot, tapped it through when it stuck. Each morning for weeks, Stanza checked that display in a casual, top-secret spy sort of way, always hoping to see his own name in that spot. Then one morning, he did. Did he win? He did not. Stanza's jingle was posted beside a big 2, right under the entry of Millie Magoo. There it was, giant-sized for the whole world to see, including his brothers, unfortunately. Oh, the laughter, the poking, the merciless jeers.
Little colorful birdie sweet.
The reading that soon had poor Stanza in tears. What a sissy! A poet? What are you, a cat? No brother of mine would do something like that. Stanza dragged himself homeward, his chin on his chest, feeling worthless, embarrassed, and doggone depressed. Till a voice said, "This Stanza guy's jingle is great." Stanza stopped in his tracks, and his ears stood up straight. He's amazing. He's funny. His handwriting's neat. Could this be the Stanza who lives on our street? It is, Stanza said, dancing back to the crowd, feeling tickly inside and exceedingly proud. He cha-cha'd for home with a smile on his face, where his brothers were trashing his poetry space. Say goodbye to your stuff, Fresco boogied with glee. But just then, from the street came a high beep, beep, beep. A guy asked for Stanza, who signed a receipt, and a truckload of snapper was dumped at his feet. Second prize, holy cow, was 1 year's supply of the lip-smacking flavor chicken pot pie. Both Fresco and Dirge promptly fell to their knees. Hey, you knew we was kidding, right? Share with us, please. We think you're a genius, a rhyming magician. I'll share, Stanza promised, but there's a condition. That evening the neighbors stood gawking, astounded, quite taken aback, flabbergasted, dumbfounded. Stanza beamed at his brothers, his tail swish, swish, swished, at the sight of their talents at long last unleashed. Snappers make my tummy happy, make my paws go tippy-tappy, chewy morsels, crunchy bits, life without them is the pits. By Stanza. I hope you enjoy National Poetry Month. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you come back for more crafts and stories from the Public Library.